On December 19, 2025, driver Cassandra Eyrich was arrested in Romulus, Michigan, following a traffic stop conducted by Officer Chris Rayner of the Romulus Police Department. Ms. Eyrich was charged with one felony count of possession of a controlled substance or analogs under Michigan compiled laws 3.3.7403. The traffic stop was initiated by Officer Rayner based on a suspected traffic infraction regarding an obstructed rear window. During the encounter, officers discovered that Ms. Eyrich was operating the vehicle with a suspended license, prompting her arrest. A subsequent search of the vehicle incident to that arrest uncovered alleged controlled substances inside a purse located on the passenger side. After a series of procedural delays, on June 30, 2026, the case proceeded to a preliminary examination in the Romulus District Court before Judge Brian Oakley. During the proceeding, Ms. Eyrich was represented by defense attorney Martha Ridgway, and the prosecution was led by Assistant Prosecutor Stephen Kaplan.
Mr. Kaplan, your appearance for the People versus Eyrich, please. Ms. Ridgway.
Under the Defender Service, E88847 on behalf of Ms. Eyrich. Cassandra Eyrich.
Thank you.
Call Officer Rayner.
Good morning. Raise your right hand. Swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth today. Watch your step on my ramp. Have a seat. When you're ready, Counsel.
Thank you. State your name, please.
Officer Chris Rayner, Verona Police Department.
Rayner.
Rayner, yes, sir.
Officer Rayner, good to see you. Officer Rayner, how many years have you worked for the Romulus Police Department?
Be 10 years in July.
Taking you back to December 19 of last year, 2025, about 4 in the afternoon, were you working?
I was.
What were you doing at that time?
I was on patrol.
Did you have a partner or were you acting alone?
I had a partner, Officer Meisen.
Are you in a marked vehicle or unmarked?
Mark,
Uniform or no uniform?
full class vehicle.
Did you have contact with a woman named Cassandra Eyrich?
I did.
Eyrich.
Yes.
Where did you have contact with Cassandra Eyrich?
The Easter Road, I believe, near with in Ron, City of Romulus.
In what municipalities are located? You said Romulus.
Correct.
Thank you, sir. Officer, what caused you to notice this person, Cassandra Eyrich?
The rear window of her vehicle was completely blocked, as if she wouldn't have been able to see out of it,
Is it a ticketable offense?
as far as I understand.
Do you remember where precisely you first encountered the driver of the other vehicle?
You mean like where in the city?
Yeah.
It was in the area of Inkster and Wick, is what I recall.
As a result of noticing obstructed window, obstructed windshield, windows, what actions, if any, did you take?
I conducted a traffic stop.
Do you remember what type of vehicle this person was in?
I remember being a smaller sedan. I don't remember the specific make and model, unfortunately. I could look back at the report that I parked the road if needed.
Unnecessary. Do you know whether the driver was alone in the vehicle?
Sure.
Now, if you saw the driver of that vehicle again, do you think you'd recognize him?
I would.
Look around the corner and let Judge Oakley know whether you see him.
The young lady in black.
Your Honor, may the record reflect the witnesses identified the defendant.
Noted.
But what actions did you take, if any, when you made a traffic stop or initiated a traffic stop?
Right.
Did the driver, the siren, comply?
She did. I made contact with the driver's side of the vehicle and we discovered that her license was suspended.
What did you do when you learned the young lady's license had been suspended?
So with our policy and procedure, it's an arrestable offense. I got her out of the vehicle, placed her in handcuffs, and walked her to the back of the patrol vehicle after conducting a search on her person.
Did you conduct a search of her person?
I'll be honest, the person, I don't remember if it was myself or my partner, Officer Meisen. I know I searched the vehicle, but I can't recall at that moment if I searched her person or if he did. One of us would have conducted a search.
Any contraband found?
Not on her person.
Did you find any contraband?
I did.
Where did you locate contraband?
It was inside of a purse, which had a couple plastic baggies in it. It was on the passenger side of the vehicle.
Any other women in the car or standing in the car?
No, sir.
Defendant offer any explanation?
Cannot recall off the top of my head.
Officer, what happens when you confiscate what might be controlled substances?
We collect it, we hold it with us until we take it to the station. We kind of do what we call processing the evidence. So we secure it, generally a manila envelope or a plastic baggie, secure it with property tape, put it in a drop box with what's called an MSP lab sheet, which is just us asking the Michigan State Police to do an analysis of what we believe is narcotics. And then
Defendant never say to you that she had a valid prescription for the controlled substance?
Not that I recall.
So what happens ultimately to this defendant?
She'll be arrested for possession of narcotics.
Hey, Gary, nothing from you.
Cross, Ms. Ridgway.
Officer Reyna, you were driving, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're the one who pulled over your scout cars.
That's correct.
And you did that because of the allegedly obstructed rear window of this Ford Focus.
Correct.
You didn't really notice anything else about this car, right?
Correct.
It had all its mirrors
As far as I know, yes, ma'am.
and it was operating fine.
Yes.
I have no further questions.
Mr. Kaplan questioned Officer Rayner regarding Cassandra Erick's arrest, which the officer confirmed was due to a suspended license. Under Michigan compiled laws 257.904, operating a motor vehicle with a suspended license is a criminal misdemeanor rather than a civil infraction. Because this offense carries potential jail time, officers possess the legal authority to execute a full custodial arrest. To execute a lawful traffic stop, an officer must possess reasonable articulable suspicion. In this case, Officer Rain established this legal standard by testifying that the vehicle's rear window was completely blocked. Under the landmark Supreme Court ruling in Wren versus United States, the law dictates that as long as an officer observes an actual traffic or equipment violation, the stop is legally valid, regardless of the officer's subjective intent or underlying motives. Following the close of testimony, Judge Oakley indicated he was ready for closing arguments.
Any defense witnesses?
No,
Ready for argument.
Any case happens thousands of times across the United States per day, maybe not Saturday and Sunday. You have police officers on patrol in a marked vehicle, Judge. They observe a car with obstructed view for the driver. They initiate a traffic stop. In doing so, they learn that the defendant has a suspended license. And as you know, Judge, that's an arrestable offense. They arrested her. They search her, incident to the arrest. And it's unclear as to who did what. Collectively, the two of them confiscated the drugs, and you know that they followed procedure. You've heard from both of them as to what happens with the controlled substance. We would seek a bind over as charged.
Counsel.
Your Honor, this case was a violation of Ms. Irick's Fourth Amendment rights, and she was pulled over for this alleged infraction. MCL 257.709 clearly states that a person shall not drive a motor vehicle if driver visibility through the rear window is obstructed unless the vehicle is equipped with two mirrors, one on each side. So the only way that they could have had probable cause to pull over Miss Irick on this day is if her back vehicle was obstructed and she was missing one of her two side mirrors. We just heard Officer Reyna say nothing else was wrong with the vehicle. There was no probable cause to stop the car. That is from Wren versus the United States. That is established law. There was no probable cause to believe a traffic violation had occurred.
Ms. Ridgway argued that Officer Rayner lacked a lawful legal basis to initiate the traffic stop on Ms. Irich. Under Michigan compiled laws 257.709, an individual is prohibited from operating a motor vehicle with an obstructed rear window unless the vehicle is equipped with two outside mirrors positioned with one on each side. Ms. Ridgway relied directly on Officer Rayner's own testimony during cross-examination, wherein the officer conceded the vehicle possessed fully functioning outside mirrors and presented no other equipment violations aside from the obstructed rear window. Because the vehicle completely satisfied the legal exception detailed in the statute, no civil infraction had actually occurred. Consequently, Ms. Ridgway reinforced that the traffic stop constituted a direct violation of Ms. Irick's Fourth Amendment rights, which protects citizens against unreasonable searches and seizures.
Mr. Kaplan, argument.
Well, thank you. You heard unequivocal testimony that that vehicle, the silver Ford Focus, 2012, had an obstructed rear window. That's dangerous. It's dangerous driving that way. It could lead to accidents. Legislature doesn't want that. In this case, that's what she had. It's a question of fact for the jury to be on.
Essentially, the police have to follow the law. They both testify that they're police officers, that they know the law. They pulled Miss Irick over outside of their bounds as law enforcement. Okay, I understand seeing something obstructed and thinking, oh, maybe she can't see, but unless you have probable cause to pull somebody over for a traffic infraction, you cannot do that. And from this infraction, Miss Irick was arrested, a search was conducted. That is all fruit of the poisonous street in this case. Thank you.
How is it probable cause if it's not a infraction?
Obstructed window, obstructed rear window is an offense, and it's dangerous.
But she just read me the statute. And it said that the obstructed window is only an infraction if she doesn't have side mirrors.
You have to very evidence about it.
I did. She asked him if he noticed anything else about the car. Did it have its mirrors? And he said, as far as I know.
We take the position that had he not stopped that vehicle, could have been a very serious accident. Then
Could have been. But I drive an F-150 with a cap on the back and I can't see spit out of my window other than headlights at night. Dismissed. Good police work doesn't always end up with convictions.
Judge Oakley determined that there was no probable cause to justify the initial traffic stop. According to Ms. Ridgway, because the officer misapplied or was unaware of the specific requirements of Michigan compiled laws, section 257.709, the stop lacked a valid legal basis. Consequently, the defense contended that the stop failed to meet the constitutional standard governing law enforcement errors. Under the controlling standard established in Hyen versus North Carolina and applied by the Michigan Supreme Court in People versus Lusinski, a traffic stop predicated on a mistake of law is valid only if that mistake is objectively reasonable. If a statute is clear and unambiguous, an officer's failure to understand it is legally unreasonable. Because the vehicle legally possessed side mirrors, the obstructed rear window was not a violation under the statute. Therefore, the stop was based on an objectively unreasonable mistake of law, which fails the Hyen standard and requires the suppression of all subsequently seized evidence. With that, Judge Oakley determined that the stop was unlawful, suppressed the resulting evidence, and dismissed the case. This hearing demonstrates the essential role that the probable cause requirement plays as a constitutional check on law enforcement overreach and the misapplication of the law. In this matter, Officer Chris Rayner initiated a stop based on an incomplete understanding of Michigan compiled laws 257.709, failing to realize that an obstructed rear window is only a traffic infraction if the vehicle lacks functional dual side view mirrors. When the prosecution's case rests entirely on contraband discovered after a stop born from an officer's mistake of law, proper procedure dictates that the resulting evidence is tainted and the case must be dismissed. This serves as a critical reminder of why police officers must fully understand the scope of the statutes they enforce. Shortcuts or legal misunderstandings completely undermine the integrity of an investigation. Despite Mr. Kaplan's arguments regarding the practical dangers of a blocked back window, Judge Oakley correctly recognized that police standard operating procedures must align with the explicit boundaries set by the legislature. Now let us know if there is a case you would like us to explore in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos.